The David Pakman Show subreddit now has nearly 14,000 subscribers. This is a great place for people to talk amongst themselves about politics, to suggest ideas for the show. We have one of the largest independent progressive media subreddits, and it is increasingly active with a lot of good stuff and stuff I don't agree with, which is totally fine. One post I noticed this morning is a post from someone named Everybody Loves Crayon saying David needs to stop with the shtick that candidates like Warren and Bernie aren't far left. In the context of modern American politics, they are. Maybe they aren't far left when compared to David's personal views, but they are in modern American politics. David loses credibility with people like me on the right when he says stuff like this. You can't just compare them to other countries. In Nordic countries, they're not far left. So what? We're not a Nordic country or any other non-American country. This is a very typical right-wing view, which is, as he says, we're not any non-American country. We're America. Therefore, everything has to be evaluated solely in the context of what is normal in America. That's a loser's game. And the person says, I lose, they're on the right. I lose credibility with them when I say Bernie and Warren are not far right. I would lose quote, credibility with you for something else. You're not the person that I need to maintain credibility with. You have a very narrow American-centric view merely because you live in the United States. Understand that the world is more than the United States. I'm trying to present a perspective on this channel, on my show, that tells us just because your US-based blinders give you one impression doesn't mean that when you expand your horizons, you realize the very different political reality of the world. So that's why the whole point here is to say, yeah, we have a very skewed view in the United States of what is considered far left. When you look at any other developed rich country like ours, anywhere in the world, they have a healthcare system that makes sense. They deal with gun control in a way that makes more sense, et cetera. So I completely reject what it is that you're saying here. And if I've lost credibility with you because I'm telling you the reality that in the United States, you have an Overton window that is far to the right of where it should be, given what other countries are doing and have achieved, then I'm sorry. I guess I'm not credible on that basis. Another post from the subreddit, a very interesting article on Huffington Post, which encourages Beto O'Rourke to pick a race that he can win. This is exactly what I have been saying for a couple of months now. Beto O'Rourke in the first Democratic debate imploded. He lost any chance he had to be the Democratic nominee. Doesn't mean he's a bad guy. And it certainly doesn't mean that I wouldn't love to see Beto replace a senator in Texas. He failed to do so with Ted Cruz in 2018, but maybe he could do it with John Cornyn in 2020. And I said it, 6-8 weeks ago, Beto should abandon the presidential campaign, go back to Texas, and use his national recognition to run against John Cornyn. There are now more and more op-eds that are suggesting he do exactly that. I love it. He should do it. He's got no shot to win the Democratic nomination. Some people I know will write in and say, David, he has no shot to defeat John Cornyn. He can get in the way of John Cornyn in a very significant way, causing Republicans in Texas and nationally to have to spend a ton of money to defend that seat. It will weaken Texas for Republicans if Beto simply does as well as he did against Ted Cruz. And I actually think he could win. It would be a fight, but I think that he could win. So really glad that people on the subreddit are pointing to that. Join the David Pakman Show subreddit at davidpakman.com/Reddit. That's REDDIT. I think before we know it, we're going to have 15,000 subreddit subscribers there. Very exciting stuff.